Hi guys, it's that time again. Which is better? And it'll be between Planetary Duality by the FACELESS and The Common Man's Collapse by Veil of Maya. Before I continue, I will be leaving links in the description down below to check out songs by Entombed, and even links to check out my Instagram and Twitter pages. There you get to see what songs I'm listening to, as well as what my band merch collection looks like. This album is a progressive technical death metal masterpiece. I really like how the FACELESS moved away from the generic deathcore sound of their peers. The FACELESS have discarded the stereotypical trends of deathcore to pursue their own musical interests and to the delights of heavy metal fans like myself. Now, this is a fairly short album, clocking in at a little over half an hour. That being said, the FACELESS managed to pack a massive punch into a short album. The album starts off with an awesome headbanging goodness and ends with an awesome headbanging goodness. The second track, The Ancient Covenant, starts off with a jaw-dropping bass sweep that drives at blazing speeds to the brutality that is this album. There are also some incredible melodic undertones to this album. The guitar work is nothing short of miraculous. The drums run along at breakneck speeds. It's the vocals that really add to the album. The occasional use of clean vocals and a vocoder complement the brutal sounds of Derek Winquist. I wish they would have used a little more keyboards in the album, but little did they appear, but they do sound awesome and just come at the right moments. This album is necessary listening. Switching gears, we're going to look at The Common Man's Collapse by Veil of Maya. Now, this is a mysterious band in some ways, but you can also feel very close to in another sense. Each of its members kind of have their own look, personality and differences, and treat them as if they're real friends. The lyrics are intentionally not written deeply to give the listener their own meaning to each song upon hearing, and the music itself falls along with not only being heavy but full of passion at the same time. On this record, we see the band drop a guitarist and acquire a new vocalist, who is Brandon Butler. Now, compared to the rest of the discography of Veil of Maya, in comparison to this record, we have a much more experimental sound. I guess it was just them leaving behind the original bases that they did on All Things Set Aside and trying something new. Yeah, it didn't take until to finally unlock that potential and ear for themselves. Now let's get on to actually talking about the music. The album itself is packed with the whole basis for deathcore, combining good old metalcore as well with shredded death metal, and that's exactly what you're getting here on a non-tedious fashion. The Kuba's playing style on here is typically much slower than the rest of you hear from most of Veil of Maya, but he unleashes a bit more metalcore melodies and not such as in hits as the whole palm-muted gent trend that has been recent. As for the band's drummer, he does keep up with the usual blast beat he unleashes during the right moments on the typical song. On this album, he uses a woodblock on a few of this album's songs, like on It's Not Safe to Swim Today and Some of the Voices, giving these songs a very unique sound during the quiet moments. Butler's vocals are much more hoarse and powerful than Veil of Maya's previously vocalist Adam Clemens, and for every good reason imaginable. Clemens was okay at best. He was not terrible, but not quite there. Butler uses the false chord screamer style that Clemens uses, but uses the fry scream technique, which is pretty much the entire explanation of why Butler's vocals are superior. In regards to the first album, this album, on the other hand, includes 2 re-recorded songs from 2006 and debuts All Things Set Aside, and surprisingly they come off really well even with one guitarist, and especially vocal-wise. The re-recorded track Some of the Voices, in some cases, I prefer the original version of that song only because of Akuma's riffs and Applebaum's blast beat sounding much more sweeter over the co-production. If I were to have any qualms about this album, it would be many small things such as how these boring middle parts of the records, where you're just starting to get into the feeling, you're feeling like this is okay, drag out to like some long. In some cases, it's mainly, I think it's down to the band's more experimental style that they had during the time of this record. But this album is definitely does get good, does not get boring as the usual Sumerian Records metal album would, but so would we've been listening. Regardless, that was good. The melodic moments take you by the heartstrings. The heavy parts are definitely worth listening to, and the band's breakdowns are never more overdone and not to every sound the same. Well, deathcore bands should take a look at how Miramar do things, and the fact that they're doing it this one just as a 4-piece, it should pretty much enemy face to every other band within the genre. There you have it, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you thought was the better album in the comments down below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.